There's a storm raging under the surface of the world of general partners, one barely whispered about, yet it's shaking the foundations of everything we thought was unshakable. The old ways, those trusted, tested strategies that once pulled in consistent returns and steady accolades, are breaking apart like brittle glass. It's brutal, it's messy, and it's urgent. You feel it, don't you? That gnawing doubt creeping in, the sense that the playbook you've carried with you is suddenly outdated, insufficient, maybe even dangerous. And you're right to question it. Because the truth is, those quiet shifts happening in boardrooms and behind closed doors aren't just tactical tweaks. They're survival moves, desperate recalibrations by those who know the old game is dying. But here's the brutal fact. The world's not broken because a few deals failed or a portfolio dipped. It's broken because the system itself is suffocating the very fire that sparked innovation. It's straitjacketed by conventions that smother raw talent, that reward mediocrity, that talk about freedom, but chain your decisions to outdated norms. The pressure you feel, that internal war between what you want to do and what you're allowed to do, that's the system's grip tightening. It promises you freedom, yet it builds walls out of comfort and compliance, making you believe that sticking to the script is your only way forward. But freedom? Real freedom? It's about breaking those walls down. It's about torching the comfortable cage and daring to walk into the fire looking for something new. The shift among general partners isn't a fad or a fleeting trend. It's a quiet revolution, driven by those who refuse to settle for borrowed lives and polished lies. They're turning away from the shiny spreadsheets and glossy presentations and tuning into something deeper, something rawer. They're chasing not just returns but transformation, not just growth but evolution. They're learning to unlearn everything they thought they knew, rejecting the safety net of consensus and stepping into the unknown that is the birthplace of true power. This shift is born from pain. The pain of missing out on deals that could have changed the narrative, the ache of watching brilliant founders smothered by outdated mindsets, the frustration of endless bureaucracy killing momentum. But it's also fueled by relentless hope. The hope that the individual, that rare spark burning inside each of you, still holds the key to the next breakthrough. The hope that by connecting with others who burn just as fiercely, misaligned brilliance can become aligned power. It's a hunger for something beyond capital gains, a call to create new realities where the exceptional aren't just tolerated, but celebrated and multiplied. What does this look like in action? It means shifting from chasing short-term metrics to embracing the long game, a patient, relentless strategy that understands empire building isn't a sprint, but an eternal marathon. It means ruthless selectivity, not just a scattergun approach to investments, but a disciplined alignment with founders and ideas that reflect your core fire, your unique vision of the future. Forget diversification for its own sake. Target the transformative, the disruptive, the unpolished gems society hasn't figured out yet because they don't fit the mold. And here's the game changer. The power isn't in controlling the market, it's in mastering collaboration, in weaving a network where the rare find each other, where isolated brilliance becomes a chorus of possibility. It's about building ecosystems that free you from the noise, distractions, and false prophets clamoring for your attention and capital. This is where true leverage lives, not in a spreadsheet or an index, but in forged, fierce relationships with the few who dare to burn with you. But make no mistake, this path demands courage of the highest order. It means questioning everything, your assumptions, your mentors, your prized strategies that feel like old armor. It means standing lonely sometimes, standing apart from the crowd that clings to the familiar while the real future is forged quietly at the edges. It means patience so thick it cuts through desperation, because the most significant transformations take time, and the system rewards impatience like a drug to keep you hooked on illusions. Imagine then what happens when you do break free. When you stop serving the false idol of stability and start championing the raw, relentless impulse to create. When your will becomes your weapon, not just in deals, but in defining what success means for you. Beyond metrics, beyond approval, beyond yesterday's rules, new realities unfold, invisible barriers crumble. You don't just play the game, you change it. And because you hold this power, you don't have to be everywhere or do everything. Focus. Burn bright but narrow. Align with those who don't just accept your fire, but fuel it. Build with them. Invest in them. And watch as your influence multiplies through a network designed to thrive on contrast, on difference, on the strength of individuality, united in a common surge toward the extraordinary. This is no longer about markets or sectors. It's about a movement of sovereign individuals who refuse to be processed or optimized by any system. This is about reclaiming your autonomy and wielding it in ways that echo far beyond spreadsheets and quarterly reports. The quiet shift you see is the awakening. It's the breaking of chains that promised comfort while burying your potential. It's the regrouping of rare minds and blazing spirits who aren't satisfied with the crumbs of the system, but hunger for the feast of true creation. So ask yourself, what's holding you back from this next chapter? Fear? The allure of safety? The weight of expectations packed into your briefcase? All of those are lies disguised as truths handed down by a world fearful of the radical, the rare, the unrealized. The real power lies in burning those lies away and aligning with a tribe forged in fire and relentless belief in the possible. You don't have to watch the world fade in complacency while you stand on the sidelines. Interrupt the cycle. Tear up the rulebook. Become the partner who doesn't just manage assets but ignites movements. Because the world's future isn't built by the many afraid to stand out. It's built by the few who are ready to storm the gates of convention, who refuse comfort and consensus, who choose to create rather than conform. This shift isn't polite. It's not a whisper. It's a roar beneath the surface of every deal, every strategy, every plan that dares to be different. And if you feel that fire, that restless urge to stop being a passenger and start being a pioneer, then you are already part of the revolution. The question isn't if you'll join. The question is, can you afford not to? Because the time for quiet shifts is over. The time for bold moves, deep questions, fierce alliances, and burning intention is now. This is where the tired traditions fall away, and something new, something alive, something unstoppable takes hold. There's no turning back, only forward, into a future shaped not by rules, but by will, not by numbers, but by essence, not by illusions, but by raw, liberated power. Keep watching, keep burning, keep becoming. The best is just beginning.